Skyzone.Society.
Yo, what's going on, my people out there in the zone land? You know what you tapped into, but if you don't, you tapped into the Zone Sports Podcast right now. On one half for the host, I'm your boy Big V. You see my guy over there, or you hear him out there on the SoundCloud. What's good, my guy?
What's good, Big Vito? First of all, I'm jumping all over the place. I'm your boy Corey, aka Cool C, aka COO. What the hell for the YouTube folks? I got a sign for you out back by the door. I'm Corey, man. What in the world? What's going on, man? I got to make sure I ain't jumping nowhere, man. I got to stay on task and stay focused. I'm gonna dedicate this podcast to staying focused. I'm gonna stay focused for a change, Big V.
Okay.
Or at least try to.
You know what I mean? I know we got an exciting show today. We got a lot to get into. You know what I mean? We took a week off for the Thanksgiving. We're gonna get into all that. But first, you know what I mean? Yo, if you don't know, you know what I mean? The podcast is brought to you by my brand, Skyzone.Society. Make sure you're shopping at Skyzone.Society.bigcartel.com. You know what I mean? It's cold right now. We got the sweatsuits going on. I got one on right now. If you can see me, you know what I mean? We got the sweatsuits popping off, the hats, the hoodies, all that, man. Yo, go over there and get right, man. You know what I mean?
Holla at the kid.
Yo, Corey, man, before we even get into it, like I said, you know, we took some time off for Thanksgiving and all that, man. You know, how was your Thanksgiving, bro?
Man, you know, an extension of what to be thankful for. This was really the first time I hung out with my parents since COVID started. You know, it felt good. Not saying that you was totally like, you know, just totally had your guard down.
Right.
I wore my mask the whole time outside of eating. But it just kind of just felt good, man, just to take a load off and just hang out, because I didn't do that last year with anybody.
I remember you told me that.
Man, I'm just thankful just to be able to literally and figuratively break bread with family. We kept it to at my mom's house. It was just straight up, you know, close, just straight up family, like my brother, my stepdad, and her. Now my dad, he had a little bit more traffic in his crib. I ain't go over there till like late at like 7, 8 o'clock. So by the time, you know, everybody done left, it was just pretty much him and my stepmom. So, you know, but yeah, man, it was just good, man. You know, I haven't even been to Kinston since the pandemic. The closest 252 that I went was for work, and that was in Wilson. So man, I mean, crazy enough, it just felt good making that drive. You know, and just sitting back and you know, with the fat stomach, with the you know, with the football. I mean, it felt good, man.
Hey, look, did y'all have, you know, the regular turkey, or y'all had the, you know, the deep fry? You know, what was you into?
Okay, so at Dad's house, stepmom does the regular turkey. I have not had deep fried turkey in a while. At Mom's house, we don't do we don't do turkey. We do Cornish hens, or whatnot. Okay. And the way that she jazzed them things up, man, it works for me. Had that and the baked mac and cheese, man. It was man, I'm telling you, I was eating like a fat cat, man. I'm gonna give one more tip before we go to you with this. Man, listen, you know, I'm not necessarily a health nut. I am weight conscious. Right. And you know, I weigh myself about every other day, about a few times a week. Don't do it after Thanksgiving. Take like a week off from hitting that scale when after Thanksgiving, because I mean, your body, you don't normally eat like that, and all of that just piled up, man. Big V, man, I think I tapped on. Good Lord, I think I probably tapped on like 5 easy. You know. But it's back off. I'm good. Like I'm getting back to my normal weight. I'm normally around the 195. I tapped that at like 201. I was like, okay. But I tell you, it felt so good. Oh, pause. It felt great. Okay. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. How your Thanksgiving go, big dog?
Yo, man, my Thanksgiving was good, man. You know, this year, with the wife having open heart surgery, and everything like that, this was probably one of the best Thanksgivings for me, with just perspective wise, man. You know what I mean? I was at the crib, just on the game, playing the game, catching up on football, chilling with moms in law. We kept it light too. It was just me, the wife, our three kids, and her mother. My mom didn't come up. She went back. She went back east to Grifton. You know what I mean? And seeing our peoples out that way. But yeah, it was good, bro. Like, I sat back and I was just, you know what I mean, just really just thankful this year, you know?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And you know, I wanna pour a drink, man, in your honor too, because I'm thankful for you. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, likewise, my brother.
I ain't get a chance to, you know, hit you on Thanksgiving, you know what I mean? But I want to pour some of this rich and rare, you know what I mean?
Oh,
this apple, you know what I mean? Little apple whiskey, you know what I mean? Something like, you know what I mean?
Okay.
I ain't gonna give them too much promo because they ain't paying us, you know what I mean? They ain't cut no promo check yet, you know what I mean?
I feel you, and I tell you what, why you pouring that real thankful too, man, because man, it was like dumb, crazy accidents on my way to Kinston, man. It was one bad accident and this is on Thanksgiving Day that I'm talking about. One bad accident on I-40. I came in through the Greenville way, so I hit 264 to go straight to Greenville, but that's where my mom stay at. And it was like three accidents on 264. And I ain't talking about like no fender benders. Like, I'm talking about like, yo, you don't have a car anymore. Like, so, you know, you talking about having a horrible Thanksgiving, man. I pray that whoever was involved, I don't know anything about them, but I pray that they're okay in that accident, man. I mean, it's never a good time to get in an accident, but man, you talking about getting in an accident on the way to see your loved ones, and now you got to figure out, I don't know where their family was located, you know, how close, how far away they were, man. But man, that like you said, this Thanksgiving really put a boatload of things in perspective.
Man, especially, you know, we still fighting COVID. We still we just finding new ways to move around this thing and be with our families. You know, that's just it's the new normal. That's what we just have to do for I don't know how long, but you know, if that's what we have to do, we just have to do it. But yeah, man, definitely, you know, what you mentioned, those car wrecks, man. You know, this shot right here is even more, even better, because you made it there and you made it back. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And we on episode 30, big dog. You know what I mean?
There it is.
Yo.
3.
Yeah. You already know, man. Salute, my G.
Salute, my guy.
Yes, sir, man. You know, and you know, like I said, after that, everything was cool. And you know, while we was out, some other things happened in the sports world.
We can't even take a week off without, you know, just craziness happening, Big V.
And you know, Corey, I gotta say, man, this first topic has to be the craziest of them all while we were out. Ladies and gentlemen, if you don't know what I'm talking about, I'm pumped. I am pumped. You know why I'm pumped? Because guess what? You guessed it. Michigan beat Ohio State this past Saturday for the first time in almost 10 years. Yeah, I'm pumped in here. You know why I'm pumped, Corey? Because if you don't know, if you're new to the zone land, I'm a huge Wolverine fan. Corey, I text you and I told you, I said, yo,
you did.
I said, listen, first of all, before I even get that, I'm going to celebrate this thing. Yo.
You should.
Man, I gotta celebrate it, Corey.
You got to.
Guess what, man? Yo, I have been very, very vocal. I've been very vocal about this.
We talked about this on a couple of podcasts ago. Yeah.
Boy, we've been talking about this since the college football season has started. I told you, Corey, I was on record. Let me come clean. I was wrong, Corey. I was wrong. If you're new to this podcast and you don't know what I was wrong about, I was dead wrong, because guess what I said? I looked on the calendar and I said, yo, we're not going to beat Ohio State. No way, no how. No way. You know why? Because we haven't beat them in almost 10 years. You know what I mean? I came on this exact podcast and read y'all Harbaugh's record against Ohio State. And if you guessed it, yep, it's about 0-7. 0-7, something like that, 0-8, something crazy. You know what I mean? It was ridiculous, to say the least. But boy, if this win Saturday don't feel damn good. Corey, I'm gonna come clean, Corey. I had on my regular sweats. I had on my wife beater. You know what I mean? I was just shit. My hair was all over my head. I ain't give a fuck. I was tuned into the game. I ain't give a damn. I knew we was gonna lose. I text you and said, "Yo, Jim Harbaugh's job is on the line.
It's on the line."
Yep. That was my exact words to you. Jim Harbaugh's job is on the line. Because you know what, Corey? I already had him out the door. I came on this podcast and said, yo, he needs to go. We both said it is time for him to go. But you know what? I'm going to touch on that here in a second. Boy, if he did not out-coach the Ohio State coach, oh my God. It was fucking beautiful, Corey. It came together so beautiful that Ohio State looked like they never had a chance in the game. It was beautiful, Corey. It was magnificent. And you know, Corey, I'm in the crib again. I got on my bullshit. But let me tell you, man, I sat there with the straight face up until that clock said 0, 0, 0, 0. Until there was no time left on the clock. Because I know if I know anything about hardball at Michigan, we can fuck some shit up, especially when we got a good lead. So I just sat there. My insides was doing this. My insides was hitting a young jock, Corey.
Yeah. Oh.
I was going crazy on this, but I couldn't show it, Corey, because I was scared to death. If I showed it, we was going to blow the lead. And I was scared because it was going too good, Corey. It was going too good, Corey. Way too good for my liking. I wanted to see a lot of fuck-ups, but boy, let me tell you, if you didn't see the game, almost a flawless game for Michigan. Almost a flawless game.
Yeah.
Corey, did you see how Jim Harbaugh was sitting there interchanging the first and second string quarterback and calling trick play?
This is what I was expecting to see from him years ago when he got there.
But you know what, Corey? He tried it. I'm not going to act like he didn't try it.
Yeah.
I don't know if the moment just wasn't right. I don't know. Ohio State just always had a better team than us. That was always bigger. Like like even their quarterbacks go higher than ours like every year in the NFL draft type shit. You know what I mean? It's just Corey. It was so beautiful to me, Corey. I almost shed a tear when they was interviewing Harbaugh, and
I saw that.
It touched my heart, Corey. When the fans rushed the field, I wanted to be there, Corey. My 38-year-old ass would have been out there tearing up the fucking goalposts and everything. I promise you, Corey. I wanted to be there, Corey. I felt everything. I felt every chant. I felt I felt all the prestige, Corey. Yeah. I felt like I was there, man. I got to salute Harbaugh on this. But let me say this, and I want to be clear. Don't think shit is sweet.
Yeah.
This only bought you time, Jim Harbaugh. Understand that. This only bought you time. I want to be clear. You about 1-8 against Ohio State. One is whatever you are. You only got one. And it almost took 10 years to get that. That bought you some time. Because I want to go back to what I said. Your job was on the line, Harbaugh.
Yeah.
Your job was on the line. If you don't know that, I'm here to tell you on the Zone Sports Podcast, your job was on the line. The boosters and the athletic program might not have told you that. But let me tell you, they were whispering and texting and emailing about best believe.
You better believe.
Corey, you better believe if that shit didn't go down Saturday, don't worry about it. This bought you another year, Harbaugh. This bought you just one more year. Because guess what? Playoffs aside, and guess what? Shout out to the rankings, because guess what? They got us ranked number 2. They got us ranked number 2. I mean, the young Jack. They got Michigan ranked number 2 as of yesterday when the polls came out. I'm fired up about that.
Yeah.
Let's go. But let me tell you something, Michigan fans, as well as myself. It ain't over yet. I know it feel like when we beat Ohio State, that was our bowl game. I get it. I felt like that inside too. It only made our season more solidified. But we rank number 2 now. Heavy as the head.
There you go.
That's all I got, Corey.
You sent me the text that you just read out, and in the middle, I'm gonna skip ahead just real quick, and I'm gonna go back.
Okay.
I wanted to text you some more, and I know how it is when I'm watching my teams. With most of our teams, we're cautiously optimistic. Mm-hmm. Certainly. Like, if we know we got a team that'll smoke you, that's one thing. But a lot of teams that we root for, big dog, they know how to pull that rug from up under you and have you fall on the back of your head. The teams that we watch, Big V, they do just enough, like our Lakers. I'll bring it to. I know the Lakers. The Lakers do just enough to keep you interested in the game, because you're thinking the game is over, and then like that, maybe the end of the second half, maybe part of the third quarter, assuming we're not blowing leads. It's like, oh, wait a minute, we might can win this thing. And it's like, not want. No. And I was like, man, you know what? I text you and I said, hey, but y'all looking good though. And I want to say that was roughly around close to halftime, give or take, in the second, going into third. But Big V, I'm foaming at the mouth at this football game. And I'm not a fan of neither teams, but I'm definitely an Ohio State hater. Anytime that they could lose, only because they're so good, I like it.
Absolutely.
Ohio State beat the Duke Blue Devils in basketball last night.
You know what? Look, I don't normally do this, Corey. I want to pause you real quick. I want to give a shout out to Ohio State on the big dub on taking down the Blue.
I can't even do it.
Oh my God!
I can't even do it.
Oh,
because you know why I can't do it, Big V?
Why you can't do it, man?
Because I don't like Ohio State either. This is equivalent to me. The Super Bowl where you had the New England Patriots, who I hate, and the Seattle Seahawks, who I hate. I just didn't care. Now, I hate Duke worse than Ohio State. I just don't like Ohio State. I'm just a hater. I don't have a reason not Ohio, to not like Ohio State. But man, Big V, this game, even though the past 8 years has been hell for you, I'm always in front of my TV when it's on. And during the pregame show on College Game Day on ESPN, I noticed there was some snow in the background, Big V. And I said, I woke up about like 9, 10 o'clock, whatever in the morning. And I'm like, I wonder what game they had, boy. It's snowing like crazy out there. Ooh, I'm glad they ain't the Ohio State and the Michigan game, because that ain't what we need for an excuse. Oh, crap. It's Ohio State. This is in Michigan. I'm like, dude, wait a minute. You mean to tell me of all days, it's going to snow today? And Big V, this wasn't like some little dots and darts or anything like that. Like, It was puffy, like Bad Boy in 1996 puffy, healthy puffy flakes. I'm talking about, Big V. I don't know, with the technology that Fox have as opposed to ESPN and or vice versa, where typically on ESPN on snow games, they'll have the yard lines turn black on TV as a graphic so you can see it. But I didn't see the yardage. I didn't see the first down markers other than what was actually on the sidelines. There weren't many specialized graphics going on. So you had all that stuff going on. And then it's like, y'all came out, kicked ass, and took names. And Big V, I'm with you. I'm watching this game, and much as I hate Ohio State in basketball and football, and really, hell, if I watch badminton, and if they had a badminton team, I would hate them in that too. You have a healthy respect for those guys, because I'm watching this game and I'm just like, I can't believe what I'm looking at here. And not just the fact that y'all was winning. It ain't, well, it is about winning, but it's how you win matters to me. And how you win matters in college football. And y'all didn't just beat them. Y'all laid a daggone Joe Jackson ass whooping on there. And I'm talking about, man, the run game was incredible. The pass game was incredible. Defense, stout, special teams. I mean, anything that could have went right went well for y'all. And I'm like, I'm watching the game and I'm just like, dang, it's like 2 minutes left in the fourth quarter. And I'm like, man, you just never knew that the game was over until it was over. And I'm like, yo, this is about to happen. Yeah. Y'all are about to win. And the extra added adage that you as a Michigan fan have, and I think all the other Michigan fans have, is that not only did y'all beat them, not only did y'all beat them handedly, this loss kicked Ohio State out of the playoffs. I mean, it was just like a trifecta of, hey, man, we're going to kick your ass real quick. Oh, not only are we going to kick your ass, we're going to stomp a mud hole in it and walk and dry, as my guy Stone Cold Steve Austin told me back in 1997. Oh, but see, that ain't enough. Oh, y'all want that playoff spot? Nah, we're going to take it up off your hand too. And not only are we going to take your playoff spot, we're going to take your ranking. We're going to take, oh, you're number 2? No. We number 2. We got that. Dog, I was like, yo, what in the heck am I watching? I'm going to tell you how Sam Cooke told me in 1948 before I was born. It's been a long time coming. And I know what change is going to come. And it came. And I'm going to tell you what, you're 100% correct. The only thing I'm worried about now is an emotional letdown. I want to make sure that Michigan and Jim Harbaugh know that even though what happened last Saturday was great, it's still not over with. No. You still got to win your Big Ten game, because if you lose, I can't remember who y'all play. Iowa. We got Iowa next week. Yeah. And if I'm not mistaken, and Iowa is ranked number 13. Yeah. So, that's not going to be a little blowover of a game or whatnot. Y'all should be able to smack them. But man, between that and the championship, I do agree with you. Like, I think he definitely bought maybe like an extra year with the Ohio State deal. But I tell you what, now he won that national championship. He done bought himself about 3-4 more years.
Hey, look, now that's a fact. Now that's a whole different ball game. Now,
that's a different. Yeah.
I'm gonna put it to the people of the zone land like this, right? He bought himself for another year with those Ohio State win, right?
Yes.
I would even go as far as say he bought him another extra 6 months with them moving up to number 2.
Mm-hmm.
He win this what is the Big Ten title?
The Big Ten Conference Championship. Yep.
He
Big
win
Ten
that.
title.
That's another 6 months. That'll be 2 years on this contract, right? I give him at least 2 years if he does that. Maybe. He win that championship, Corey. You know what? I'll even slow it down. He get to the playoffs, another 6 months added.
Yeah. Because it's hard to do.
It's hard to do because they don't allow a certain amount of teams in. Understand
that. Currently constructed, it's hard to do.
It's hard to do to fall in that set 4 or 6 or whatever they doing, 8. You know what I mean? Whatever that is, it's hard to fall up in that with how many teams there are, you know what I mean, as is in college football.
Yep, with 4. Yep.
He reached the ball game. Like the big joint. Not Mo's used tire bowl.
What, the bad boy Mo's bowl?
Yeah. He in the big joint. Another 6 months. He win that thing, he got 4 years.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. So, man, look, y'all been a struggling fan base. I was probably the last person to get off the Jim Harbaugh train, and I got off of it a few weeks ago. I really did. I was just like, man, and then this season happened. I mean, even during this season, because y'all was ranked this high prior to this. I think number 7 or something like that. And I'm like, that's a respectable ranking, but that's not enough for Michigan, and nor should it be. But man, kudos to the Michigan fans. Kudos to y'all. Man, had a long time coming, boy. I know this was like an early Christmas gift for you.
Man, listen, bro. I'm so happy, man. I put a little bit more respect on Jim Harbaugh's name after that. I would say. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Speaking of some spec,
the SPECK, the spec.
You know what I mean? It's time for the respect on your name segment. You know what I mean?
Okay.
If you just tune into the Zone Sports Podcast, your first time or whatever, we do, every now and then we like to get into this segment, called Respect on Your Name. You know what I mean? And I want to just start off by hitting a few air horns.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just a few. You know what I mean? Because Corey, I want to talk, man.
Okay.
I'm
talk to
here,
the people.
I'm here to put this. This person, this player, Corey, don't even need no more respect. Let me just say this. I didn't even know that this player warranted any more respect on his name than he already did, because he solidified, Corey. I didn't even know that he could even take it to another level to even get some more respect from me, Corey. But goddamn it, Corey, I'm here to put some more respect on Steph Curry's name.
Oh my God.
Corey, man, listen to me, man. I prefaced this whole thing by saying this guy I didn't even think that he could even get any more respect from anybody. Nor was I felt like was he even do any, because he solidified. We know what Steph Curry do. We know what Chef Curry do.
Yeah.
We familiar by now. Corey, I thought I have seen everything. No. No. Ladies and gentlemen of the Zone Sports Podcast, man. If you haven't been keeping up with the NBA,
man,
I'm here to tell you. You get caught up in the hype, of the Lakers and their whole whoop blah season and whatever the fuck is going on over there. And you get caught up in so many other teams and everything is going on, the Ben Simmons news and everything. Let me be clear, and because I want to clear the smoke if your vision is clear. Steph Curry is still a god. And let me tell you, I'm going on record to say today, and I want to be quoted. Steph Curry is the league's MVP this year.
Oh, no question. No question. No, I could not agree. Add me to that list as a quote. I agree.
A no-brainer MV fucking P this year. And I know you say we're not even halfway through the season.
Don't matter.
Let me tell you something. You would shut the fuck up with that bullshit if you watch a couple of Steph Curry games. You haven't seen any? Got it. I got some stats for you. Don't trip.
Break them down.
I bought some stats, Corey. Oh man, did I bring some stats, man? Corey. Again, I want to say we're not even halfway through the season.
Yeah.
I want to read off two stats, but I want to break them down one by one. The first stat I'm going to read to you are Steph Curry's games from November 12th through November 28th.
Okay.
And I'm only going to read points. Okay? Corey, November 12th against Chicago, 40 points. November 14th against Charlotte, 24 points. November 16th. Oh, don't get me started. November 16th against Brooklyn, 37 points.
Ooh.
November 18th against Cleveland, 40 points. Detroit, I don't think he played. November 21st against Toronto, he had off night, 12 points.
Oh, horrible.
Yeah, off night. Yeah. November 24th in Philly, 25.
Uh-oh.
November 26th in Portland, 32. November 28th against the Clippers, 33. But nah, Corey, I'm not done.
Okay.
But I want to sum it up to say this before I read my stat though. My next stat. The average is out. What he's averaging in this season alone, Corey, 27.8 points per game.
That's sick.
Oh, you're not impressed yet, huh? Don't trip. I got you. Don't trip. I got you. I got you.
Talk to the people.
I'm about to talk. Don't trip. Corey, I'm going to read you something that I was very impressed by. The stat I'm reading out now is the 3-point percentage.
Uh-oh.
I'm going to start with the Toronto game, right? Where he had he played 37 minutes. Off night, 16.7% 3-point percentage that night. He was off. Don't trip though, because you know what? He went to Philly and heated it up. It was 54.5% from 3-point shooting that night.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
He went to Portland, heated it up. 40% from 3. Don't you trip though. Don't you trip. Because guess what? He went out there and saw the Clippers. 53.8% from the 3.
Oh my Lord. Wow.
Corey, I also want to note too that he's averaging almost 6 rebounds a game.
That's ridiculous.
Oh, he's a ball hog. I hear y'all out there. Don't trip. You know why? He's also averaging almost 7 assists a game. I don't even think that I need to even say anymore why he's the league MVP this year, Corey. But if anybody needs proof, if you need some eye proof, go watch him. He's dominating the fucking game, Corey. Like, Corey, I thought we had seen everything, man. No, this guy isn't shutting down anytime soon. He has way more to offer. Corey, the way that this guy is just shooting over not one but 2 defenders, the way he's assisting the ball and making his other teammates look great, such as Poole and the gang. And I just want to remind people, right? It's only going to get uglier when Clay get back.
Took the words right out of my mouth.
Steph Curry, Corey, I don't even know if I ever seen anybody be 54% from 3-point land. And if you know Steph, he's not just shooting 3 jumpers. No. Nah. He's shooting about 21 a game, probably, Corey. Yeah. And that's from 3. I didn't even think that he wanted any more respect, like I said, Corey. But if you watch him, it's different, man. This season, we've seen him do other. This season, he's hungry. He's hungry. He wants a chip, Corey. He wants a chip. He's trying to bring it back to Golden State, Corey. I see the look in the babyface gangster eye. He's ready to do it, Corey. He's ready, man. He's ready.
You know, we talked about Steph Curry previous podcast before. And I do think that this is probably one of the most impressive seasons that I've seen. We're on the East Coast, so a lot of the games don't come on at like 3:30 in the morning. Dude, get NBA TV, go look at some clips, but man, please DVR the game. It's 2021. We got technology out here. Big V, no, you're 110,000% correct. In the previous podcast in my house, we refer to him as Jesus of basketball. And, you know, just in case people are watching this for the first time, and I'm a God-fearing man, and I don't mean any disrespect when I say that. I'm really not trying to be, blasphemous when I say this. Here's what I mean. I'll explain it real quick just in case it's your first time checking it out. I'm not saying that Steph Curry is Jesus. I'm not saying I would never do like, no, Jesus is Jesus. But here's what I am saying. Jesus, I think he has a couple of off days in heaven from time to time. And this is just my personal belief. I think Jesus is a fan of the NBA. That's just my personal opinion. And I think that he has a favorite player in Steph Curry. And Big V, what I think he does is he infuses himself into Steph Curry's body and play a basketball game. That's what I mean when I say Steph Curry is Jesus or Jesus is Steph. However you want to put it, that's Jesus playing basketball on that court for the Golden State Warriors. Big V, you listed off some stats. I'm going to list off some stats why I say it's one of probably the most impressive seasons thus far. And I get it. Only 20 plus games in. Big V. Golden State has only lost 3 games, including the one of last night, which was an off night for Curry. Yeah. Right? Okay, fine. He's allowed to have an off night. Big V, I'm a rattle off the losses and who they was against. They lost against Memphis on October the 28th by 3 points in overtime. It happens.
Yep.
Oh, they lost against and they lost against Charlotte at Charlotte by 4 points. Hey, say what you want. Hey, I'm always gonna have room in my heart for Charlotte. Them boys down there balling.
Absolutely.
And then they lost to arguably the first and or second team and best team in the NBA right now in the Phoenix Suns or whatnot. Man, listen. I can't help it because I'm just a fan. I'm a Lakers fan. I can't help it. Our window is done. It's done. It's done. Unless we make a major change during the trade deadline, we're done. You mean to tell? So what you're telling me, Big V, is that they're doing all this without Klay Thompson? Is that what you're telling me? Whoa, time out. You mean to tell me that these mofos are 18-3 without Klay Thompson? Is that what you're telling me?
Yes.
Dog, listen, man. I get it. Klay Thompson ain't back. You don't quite know how he's going to be. I get all that. I respect that. But my counter to myself is this when it comes to Klay Thompson. His game, unlike Russell Westbrook, really don't depend on him driving towards the hoop. It doesn't. He could create his own shot and be a spot-up shooter. So in other words, ladies and gentlemen, as long as he could walk and actually dribble a damn basketball,
he's good.
And do this. That's all he need. Ask Kevin Durant after his injury. Kevin Durant don't got the slap. He can. Kevin Durant is murderous row from the mid-game range.
Yeah.
Klay Thompson is murderous row from the three-point line and the mid-range game. He don't have to have the best athleticism. No. Let's just say if he did lost a step, so what? He's a shooter. You look at Steph Curry, he done had like 30,000 ankle injuries or whatever. He's gotten better. Dude, this is scary. And I'm telling you what right now, and I get it. I'm not trying to be an alarmist, but you tell me between Golden State, even without Klay Thompson right now,
okay,
right? You look at Phoenix, and obviously Devin Booker had an injury last night, so I don't think it's season ending. I think he's going to be back. So let's just assume that Golden State, even without Klay Thompson, Phoenix, hell, without Devin Booker, you mean to tell me there still ain't going to be no problem in the West? Do you honestly think me as a Lakers fan would feel confident going against any of those guys in a 7-game series playoff?
No way.
I don't. We're gonna have to hope, and I don't wish this on nobody. Maybe we're gonna have to hope some things break our way. We're gonna have to hope for some injuries or something. We're not beating them straight up, currently constructed today.
No,
we're just not. That's why I say I think I don't know what we can or will do during trade deadline, Big V. But man, we are in trouble. But this ain't about that. Kudos to Golden State and Steph Curry for cooking up some marvelous ish, because that's a bad mother father right there, boy. I'm telling you that right now. I'm telling you that right now.
Put some extra respect on that boy name, man.
Extra respect, man.
You know what I mean? But right now, if you don't know, we're about to jump into that next segment with my boy. Let's lick off some shots with my boy. Man. You know what I mean?
I'm telling you.
If you don't know what this is, it's time for that segment. That what the hell, my boy Corey. What's up, man? What you got?
Man, listen to me. This is your boy COO. What the hell? And this What the Hell segment is sponsored by my damn self. I'm pissed off, Big V. I'm mad. And I can really do this every week. But again, Big V, we take off for Thanksgiving to spend time with family and friends.
Yep.
And it seemed like all Armageddon breaks loose in the college football world. Yeah, Michigan won, beat down Ohio State. Jim Harbaugh's the man. And I'm really in a Tupac state of mind right now. And you say which one? Because Tupac got a lot of them. Oh, no, I mean the violence. I mean the hit them up. I'm talking about I would prefer to initiate a profanity-laced tirade towards everybody. Everybody going to get the smoke, but some deserve more than others. And ladies and gentlemen, Zone Land, I am talking about the crazy head coaching turnover that appeared in NCAA football this past couple of days with Brian Kelly with his stupid face leaving Notre Dame for LSU. I want to talk about Lincoln Riley and his stupid lion face leaving to go to USC. That's what I want to talk about right now. So allow me to get some things off my chest. So I know what you're thinking. Well, Corey, people got to make moves in life.
Okay.
I respect that. If that's where you coming at with you, I ain't got a problem with that. Man, I'm going to even go a step further, Big Vito Corleone.
Okay.
I don't really have a problem with him leaving. But I have a problem with how they left. So let's get to Mr. Fat Face Brian Kelly for a minute.
Let's talk about it. Mm-hmm.
Of Notre Dame fame, right? Let's go through a little bit of a history lesson. I want to say about 12 and 13 years ago. Brian Kelly, Mr. Fat Face is what I'm going to call him because he's a freaking liar, Big V. He's a freaking liar. And I don't like to be lied to. This fat face, Brian Kelly, was head coach of Cincinnati.
Right.
Led them to a top-notch bowl game. I should have had this. I can't remember if it was a New Year's Six or not. But either way, the playoffs might not have even been around when that happened. But either way, I digress. That ain't the point. The point is this. Brian Kelly, not at, but near the end of the season. What, is December the 1st? Yeah, roughly around this time, about 12 or 13 years ago, got a destination job offer to Notre Dame. And you may say, well, Corey, that's a bigger job than coaching at Cincinnati. Touche. I couldn't agree with you more. I could not agree with you more. And, I read an article the other day on ESPN.com of one of the former Cincinnati players. And again, this isn't about him leaving. It's how you leaving. Big V, the player, and I quote, stated, we're supposed to have a luncheon normally a few times during the week at the University of Cincinnati. Well, all of a sudden, one day, Brian Kelly didn't show up for one of those luncheons. He's our head coach, dog. Like, man, where that cat Brian Kelly at, man? Dog, no, you ain't health issues. Hey, whatever, who knows? All right, man, we'll catch him on the next go around. Big V, he came back the next day with security guards to inform the University of Cincinnati at their luncheon that I would no longer be your head coach and I'm taking the job at Notre Dame. Now, Big V, Cincinnati had a killer bowl game lined up. And, the thing about it is that can you at least finish what you start? I'm not an athlete, but I watch enough shows to know that a lot of coaches are lying through their fat lips and their fat freaking face about, hey, you got to finish what you start. You need to be a man of integrity. Yada, 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 yada. But see, you know what, Big V? These cats, these ADs, They sit up here and they act like college isn't a multi-million-dollar business, when indeed it is. And if you want to tell us that, that's fine. And you should pay the players then if that's the case. Because keep in mind, and I'm gonna dig deeper into this, because see, back when Fat Face left Cincinnati for Notre Dame, there wasn't no transfer portal, or at least the way that it exists now. The transfer portal back then, Big V, if you transferred from D1 to another D1 school, you out for a year.
You had to wait.
Barring some type of exemption, which it would took an act of Congress and an act of God to pass. You rarely ever got that. The only other way you could transfer that I remember was if you was already graduated and you going to this school to be a grad student. That was the only other one. So keep that in mind when I'm doing my little rant here. So, I see that and I'm like, man, wow, like, dude, just finish it out. And, but it's like, yo, Corey, man, college football, the lifeblood is recruiting. Touche. No arguments there.
Right.
I got you. I like that. That makes perfect. Like, you got to go now to jump up on the recruiting deal. But Big V, I'm only half and half on that logic, and I'm gonna tell you why. When Brian Kelly leaves Cincinnati to go to Notre Dame, just to make sure I'm not putting any words in your mouth, and there's no right or wrong answer. This is more of what you think.
Okay.
When Brian Kelly leaves Cincinnati to go to Notre Dame, who do you think it hurts more between Cincinnati and Notre Dame?
Definitely Cincinnati.
Thank you. And it will hurt Cincinnati a little bit or a lot bit more because the level and caliber of recruits that Cincinnati is able to get doesn't even compare to the level of recruits that Notre Dame is able to get, even on its worst day. Now, let me dive into another point. When these coaches leave, don't act like some of the players aren't going to follow them to their next location. So wait a minute. Now, you're going to, they're not a Power 5 school per se because Notre Dame isn't in the conference, but for all practical purposes of this conversation, I'm going to refer to them as a Power 5 school, an upper tier Power 5 school at that,
right,
or whatnot. So let me get this straight. You go to Notre Dame, and I will argue, and some people may push back, but this is just how I feel, so there's no wrong answer. Certain colleges, Big V, they automatically recruit themselves.
Yeah.
Big V, how hard do you really have to? And I'm gonna step off Notre Dame for a second because proximity and location is everything. I'm gonna round off a couple of schools that automatically recruit their damn selves. Notre Dame, USC, Alabama, Florida, the University of Texas, LSU. I would even throw Oklahoma in there. That almost automatically recruit themselves. Yeah, you're fighting amongst one another, but at the bottom line, you normally got to pick it a little. Let's go back to Notre Dame for a second, because Notre Dame is similar, if not like Stanford in this regard, where you got to be more than an athlete, but you got to have a certain GPA. Like, there's tougher academic requirements. You got to just be more than just a 4 or 5 star athlete to get up in your Stanfords, your Notre Dame. It's almost Stanfords and Notre Dames. They're almost Ivy League-ish, right? Because of their standards, they actually probably have to turn away some recruits, right? So I ain't trying to hear all that. Now, they are paying, LSU is paying this man basically $95 million. Okay. And again, I ain't mad at that. Let me tell you something right now. If somebody offered me $95 million, I could move to Antarctica. I'm out. Peace. I'm done. This is not that. So let me go ahead and Big V. Let me break it down a little bit more with fat face Brian Kelly. Okay, this guy, Coach Kelly. I'm reading an article, Big V, on sportingnews.com of how the players found out.
Okay.
The players have found out via SportsCenter.
Word.
I can't make this stuff up. The breaking news was on SportsCenter on Monday night. And I quote,
wow.
Kelly reached out to the team on Monday night following the breaking news. Brian Kelly, and this is an exact text that I'm reading from one of the players that fat-faced Brian Kelly has sent. Men, I'm going to try to do fat face and pray. You don't know what he really sound like. He look angry all the damn time, and that pisses me off, but whatever. Men, let me first apologize for the late night text, because this was around 10 o'clock at night. Men, let me apologize for the late night text, and more importantly, for not being able to share this news with you in person. I will soon be leaving to Notre Dame. I'm flying back to South Bend tonight to be able to meet with you in the morning. But the news broke late today, and I'm sorry that you found out on social media and on news reports. I will have more to share when we meet tomorrow at 7 a.m. But now, know just this. Just know that I love you, and the love that I have for you is limitless, and I'm proud of all that you have accomplished. Our program is elite because of your hard work and commitment, and I know that will continue. I'll share more in the morning when we meet. Again, my sincerest apologies for not being able to be the one to share the news directly with you, Coach Kelly, end quote. I'm yelling, I'm sorry. All right, we got a few things, because I'm not done. I can't take, I can't, I'm gonna try to wrap. Big V. At least with Lincoln Riley, for all practical purposes, they're out of the playoff.
Right.
With the loss to Oklahoma State last Saturday. They're out of it. If I'm not mistaken, they either got 2 or 3 losses. They're out of it, right? Big V, the college football rankings just came out yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Notre Dame is ranked number 6. And I've been hearing the sports shows today talking about, well, it ain't like they got a chance to really make the playoffs. Well, whoa, not so fast, my friend, as Brother Lee Corso from College Game Day would say. I would like to bring out some scenarios of how it can happen. And before I get into this, is the chance small? It's small, but it's a chance. Big V, let me ask you something. Well, we're both happily married men, but I'm gonna put myself out there. This is a long time ago. Long time ago. Back in the days of Kinsey.
We ain't always been married, We
ain't always been married to our beautiful wives, right? And every class, and I mean class, like the class of 98, 97, 2000, whatever your respective classes.
Okay.
Every class has that one woman that it's just like, oh, you were like, she's the one. Like, I don't care what I'm doing in life. If she was to even act like she was about to give me the time of day. Now, I ain't gonna say no nigga. I ain't disrespecting nobody, but deep in their mind, I think they already know this. I'm from the class of 99. And everybody in my class of 98, 99, and 2000 may have a few ideas, if not one who I'm talking about. Girl was so fine. And I knew I did not stand a snowball's chance in hell. Girl was so fine, Big V. I'm just happy she knew who I was.
99?
I'm just of 99. I'm just glad that she sent me a friend request on Facebook. I'm just happy that, you know what? She just knows my name and she remembers my name. But Big V, I would like to reverse game real quick. Now, reversing in the sense of if I really found out through the grapevine through one of her friends, like, yo, I'm not quite sure if she's interested in you or not, Corey, but man, you might have a shot. You might have a shot. I tell you what, let me give you her phone number. We'll give you 30 minutes to talk. Now, I'm no jock. I'm no athlete. I'm not 6 foot anything, Big V. I'm not. But if you were to tell me if I could just have 30 minutes on the phone with this woman to plead my case, so I know the chance is small, but you're telling me I got a chance. Big V, if you're telling me I got a chance, that's all I need.
That's all you need.
That's all I need. And I never shot my shot. And I think I never shot my shot for a lot of reasons that other brothers never shot their shot. You don't want to get rejected. Sometimes the beautiful mystery, as Aaron Rodgers would say, Big V in life, is really not knowing. It's just not knowing. Because if she was to be like, man, get the hell out my face, man. What you saying? Are you cool and all that? I ain't looking at you like that. Yeah. Dog, that would mess with my mental and make me feel this big. Yeah. So I'm cool not knowing. To this day, I'm cool not knowing, right? But let's get off of that because I love my wife. That's what we need to get on right now. I love my wife and you love your wife. I ain't going to impress you with the questions. So let's get back to Notre Dame, Big V. They're ranked number 6 in the college football playoffs. Well, I heard respectfully, he's one of my favorite guys, Colin Cowherd, talking about, dog, Notre Dame ain't got a chance. Yes, the hell they do. I'm going to round out the top 6 teams. Okay. Georgia 1, your Michigan 2, Alabama 3, Cincinnati 4, Oklahoma State 5, Notre Dame number 6. Well, let me bring up a case scenario number 1. Georgia's going to play Alabama this weekend in the SEC championship. So let's just say Georgia beats Alabama. Well, Alabama ain't going to be in the 3 spot anymore. They're going to drop out. I don't know where they're going to drop to, but they ain't going to be in the top 4. So that's a spot that's open. All right, cool. Now, obviously, I'm not wishing this. Your boys. Yeah. Number 2, Michigan play Iowa. If y'all lose, that's going to be y'all second loss. Y'all are out of the top 4, Big V. Yep. You got Cincinnati that goes up against a number 24 Houston. I don't really know too much about neither one of them, but I know this. If Cincinnati loses against Houston, they're out. So you're talking about three. I just rattled off 3 scenarios how Notre Dame could technically still be allowed. Now, are all 3 of those things going to happen? Nah. But I would also argue that maybe all 3 of those don't need to happen. Because let's just look at Cincinnati, right? They don't have any respect. I went on my rant about that a few episodes ago. Check that out. Whatever. They're number 4. Look, whatever. It doesn't matter what I think. Let's just say Cincinnati goes into Houston. I don't even know where they play at, but they go against Houston and they beat them in the last second field goal. But you got Oklahoma State right behind them. And Oklahoma State, let's see who they play. They play number 9 Baylor. So let's just say Oklahoma State, let's just say hypothetically Baylor beats Oklahoma State. Well, that'll be Oklahoma State's second loss and they're out. So that could make room for Notre Dame to get up in there. The whole point that I'm making is on my ultra long rant is that this ain't technically over for Notre Dame. Oh, but it is now because y'all ain't got no damn coach. Who in the blue hell leaves a team mid-season when you have that on the line? See, at least, again, I'm repeating myself, but at least Lincoln Riley,
it was over. It was over.
This season was done. Maybe in New Year's 6, but for all practical purposes, for talks of the playoffs,
we're talking the big joint.
Done. Yeah, they are done. I get that. But see, even with Lincoln Riley leaving, I'm going to say it again. Dude, how hard do you have to really recruit at USC, bro? You own the West.
Sells itself.
It sells itself. And not only that, Big V, there's already at least one 5-star recruit that's going to follow his ass over to USC. That's just what we know about today. That is reported. That's reported, Big V. You think the college roster has 85 people on there, if I'm not mistaken, give or take. And some players go there for the coach, other goes for the city, the weather, the school, or whatever. But there's a fair amount that go for the coach. You mean to tell me, because I don't know about the stars, but I know that there's already been 4 or 5 Oklahoma recruits that has been flipped and that's going with him to USC. I don't know whether they're 3 stars or 4. I know of one 5-star, and they did not release his name. So that's just what we know about this week.
Yeah.
And we're just talking about players that aren't even there yet.
Yep.
That are just going to say, hey, well, you know what? I'm not going to Oklahoma. I'm going to USC. You think some players from the current Oklahoma team ain't going to follow his ass over there?
Yep.
So you can miss me with all of this. Well, I got to go ahead and leave now because I got to go ahead and get a jump on recruiting. This is the bigger thing. Yes, I've referenced Fact Face and I've referenced the liar of Lincoln Riley. But you know what, Big V? You know who was really at fault with this? The NC double freaking A. I didn't know this until a few days ago, where we are currently right now in early signing. Players can sign with teams today in recruiting. It's called the early recruitment window, where I don't know how long it lasts. You do have a window where you can't touch anything. But right now it's going on right now. Today. Today. And that ain't right, bro. That ain't right. Because I get it. December is when the college games calm down. Like, you're going to have your conference championships, and then you're going to have your bad boy Moa Bowls kicking off in like 2 weeks and all that old crazy stuff, your AutoZone Bowls, your Little Caesars, heat up your pizza in 5 minutes bowl. You're going to have all that stuff going on. So college football in December kind of stinks for that part, but there's no incentive to stop this because college football does not have a commissioner. They don't have a commissioner. They need one. This is absurd because I'm going to wrap up by saying this. Me and my wife had this conversation last night. If you are a student or a student athlete, and you're hanging on to every single word that a coach tells you, well, then you're the idiot. Because every player and really every student should be loyal to their situation, especially now with the transfer portal. Like, if you don't feel like, a lot of people hate the transfer portal. I love it because you got to do more than just get a player on campus. You got to keep that guy or gal there. Right? I love the transfer portal. And if your school is good enough, you may lose some top people to the portal, but if you really don't, you're going to get some people for that transfer portal. I.e., you look at the Carolina Tar Heels in basketball. We picked up 2 great guys.
We did.
From the transfer portal. And they're balling out. So look, man, the NCAA, they need to have something where it's like, hey, look, man, kind of almost like the NFL or the NBA, where it's like, look, you got a window, but it cannot be going on during the season, bro. Yeah. If you want to wait until the national championship game is over with to go ahead, because there's going to be signings all the way throughout the summer, Big V. Yep. I don't see why you can't just start the official commits on January the 6th or whenever the national championship game on that Monday, and just have freaking anarchy on that following Tuesday. The NFL do it with their free agency. The NBA do it with their trade deadlines and their free agency. They got tampering rules in place. Well, you can't do this, that, and the third. It's the freaking wild, wild west in college athletics. And I get it. You should take, because let me tell you something. You can get fired in the middle of a season. It happens all the time, but what I'm saying is this. I know that at my 9 to 5, if I leave, you are expected to give a 2 weeks notice, but yet I could get fired at a drop of a dime. That happened to me before. And I'm not saying this, I'm not saying it's right. I'm more for empowerment, but man, I'm more for empowerment for businesses, head coaches, because get your bag. This ain't about you. And definitely the students. That's why I love the transfer portal. But man, please, man, can we at least have some rules in place, man? This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. What is Notre Dame supposed to do now? And I keep in mind, I am a certified Notre Dame hater as well. I cannot stand them, but I feel bad for those guys there. I really do. I really do.
And I agree, Corey, because it's like, like you said, if you're listening to the coach, then you're the stupid one. If you're moving off situation, some people look at a situation and say, you know what, Notre Dame is a good fit for me, and I like the coach. Some people saying, yo, I like the coach.
That's right.
Secondly, it may be a good situation. They have to put some rules in place to stop these things from happening because, again, these are kids, Corey.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, they are kids. They're not grown yet, man. No matter what the law says of age or whatever, these are kids. And some of these kids had invested in these coaches.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, Corey, it hurts the program. It just does.
It does. It does. You know, these coaches, they sit up here, they come in your living room when you're 14, 15 years old. They lie to you. They lie to your mama. They lie to your daddy. They lie to whoever taking care of you at that point. They do all that stuff, but yet then they can mess around and leave. And,
Drop over a dime.
I would tell anybody that's an upcoming college athlete, you better do what's best for you.
Especially in this era where you can get paid.
Absolutely.
Boy. If you can
college football is a business.
Man, listen, salute to all the guys that are getting to find the loopholes to get paid from either just signing autograph cards or memorabilia. Man, get that money. I don't care what it is.
This is the first year of the NIL. And maybe I'm blind or something. College football is trucking along just fine, if you ask me.
Look, people seem happy. We ain't missed the beat. You know what I mean?
Ain't missed the beat.
Hey, which goes to show you could have been paying the players. Stop it. Cut it out.
Fact.
Cut it out. Could have been paying. Lincoln Riley, Mr. Kelly, what the hell? What I mean? What the hell, man?
Seeing this fat face
what a
show up on LSU campus talking about, it's a no-brainer. It's in the SEC. And then we got Mr. Liar on a Colin Cowherd show talking about giving me little crocodile tears. It was just so hard to leave Oklahoma, and it wasn't an easy decision, but I love the kids over there. Shut up.
Stop it. These kids had a fine out on ESPN while they eating their lunch and whatever. Just stop it. Have some balls. Have some balls and come in the locker rom and break the news to the boys.
That's right.
They have done it. Get out of here. Miss me with all that bullshit about I got to get the jump on recruiting. Pardon me, you have people for that. You have assistants for that. Stop it. You have representation for that. Stop it. Stop it, man. What the hell?
Bingo.
Yo, man, we appreciate everybody just tapping in as usual every week, you know what I mean, to the Zone Sports Podcast when we do this thing, you know what I mean? Shout out to everybody on social media watching the clips. You know what I mean? Everybody watching the full show, no matter what you're watching it on or how you're watching it. If you're just watching 1 minute, 1 second of it, we appreciate all that too, man. You're tapping in. You're slowly but surely tapping in. You know what I mean? We're pulling you in. You know what I mean? Come on in, man. We got room up in here, man. We good people. You know what I mean? We got the We got the Zone community out here, the Zone land.
We got you.
You know what I mean? Shout out to everybody that rock with us on SoundCloud and YouTube and everywhere else, man. Corey, I appreciate you again, man. Happy late Thanksgiving. Definitely thankful for you. We 30 episodes in. You know,
word up.
So many more to go.
Likewise, and I want to give a real super quick rest in peace shout out to Fatima Shabazz, North Carolina A&T's volleyball female that passed away a few days ago of a brain aneurysm. So I want to give an Aggie shout out to Fatima Shabazz, man. 22 years old. Gone way too soon, man. I pray for her and her family, man.
Man, I don't even have more to say than that, man. Definitely rest in peace.
Up. So be thankful, people. Be thankful.
Please, man. And on that note, Corey, man, yo, you be safe out here. You know what I mean?
You too, my brother.
Stay sucker and COVID free as usual. You know what I mean? Right. You already know what it is. I'm gonna be hitting you up later on this. Matter of fact, I'm gonna see you Saturday. I'm gonna get with you.
Yeah.
You know I mean, I'm gonna get with you.
Get with me.
Get you the address and everything. We're gonna hook up Saturday, you know what I mean? So we can get that done. You know what I mean?
All right, brother.
You already know what it is, bro. Peace, man.